back, but I want to talk about what I've got. I had gastric surgery. Now what do I do about my headache? Because Lord knows, the list that you have is mighty narrow after you've had gastric surgery. I want to talk about what you can take, okay? So I'm so glad that I made this oily journey a long time ago because I had no panic factor whatsoever when it came to that. So many people are really dependent on taking stuff for body aches, head tension. They have fibro. They have all these different things that cause pain. And so what do you do when there's no Nsaids involved? That's enough to make somebody really panic, okay? So I'm gonna give you some options to hook you up. About to give you some options that you can take to help you with your pain stuff, okay? I'm gonna talk about several oils from nerve pain, muscle aches and tensions. I'm gonna give you some options, okay? This is the catch-all, okay? This is the gold standard for pain. This oil is called Deep Blue. It has wintergreen in it, okay? So we're not supposed to take wintergreen, wintergreen is metabolized in the body as aspirin, okay? So there's concerns taking orally with your gastric, with that incision line, etc., taking Nsaids orally, okay? So this Deep Blue has wintergreen in it, except that you put it topically. It would be really great for head tension, for knees, for muscle aches and pains. After a good run, if you have soreness, you can dilute a drop of this. This is some really good stuff. The color of it is blue. It's blue because of blue tansy. You see that? It's blue because of blue tansy, which is great for pain and inflammation. It smells like wintergreen or spearmint. If you have a headache, you see, catch my breath. If you have a headache, you know, I always make sure that I rub it here on my tentacles, on the back of the neck. If you see, check out my my head tension video because it talks about all oils just for head tension. And I break down about migraines and head tension in there. And some of the nerve roots start in the back of our neck and they go through the front. So check that out. I got some really good information from a chiropractor, some other stuff, for some different ways you can deal with it besides just oil. So if you have chronic head tension, make sure you check that video out. So some other things you can do there's an oil called copaiba. Copaiba is, you see that? This one is sourced in Brazil. It's a little thick. It kind of takes a little second to get a drop of copaiba out of the bottle, okay? But it is really good. Now, you've heard of everybody talking about CBD oil, and CBD oil has a tiny bit of THC in it. So people shy away from it. But what they're looking for, the active ingredient that fights pain and inflammation, is found in copaiba oil, and there's no THC whatsoever in it. This stuff is awesome. If I get really bad head tension, I'll take a drop under the tongue. It's not bad on the digestive system. I will put it, I have some pinched nerves in the back of my neck. I use this and an oil called DDR Prime, which is for damaged DNA repair. And I take this and I'll run it on the back where I have the slip disc in my neck. And these two are my powerhouse for things that are like nerve and pain issues, especially when it's related to like pinched nerves or neuropathy, if you have lots of neuropathy. So this is some really good stuff. So this is copaiba. The other good thing about copaiba oil, copaiba is very good for people that have a lot of anxious feelings. That one drop under the tongue is very good for calming really bad anxiety. So if you have that, check out copaiba because it's not only good for just inflammation and pain, it's really, really good. So this is more like a daily oil. So like some other oils like this Deep Blue would be something for immediate use for pain. Copaiba is more to calm the inflammation that's going on in your body to help with pain, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the next oils I want to talk about are marjoram. So marjoram, just like what you cook with, marjoram oil is very good for muscle aches and pains. I'm going to read to you a little bit about marjoram oil. You can also cook with it. Whenever you cook with oils that are essential oils, I need you to remember that you don't just take the cap and drips in there. It is so doggone strong. It'll be overwhelmingly strong because if you think about it, essential oils are so strong. Like, for example, peppermint oil, it takes 28 bags of peppermint tea to make 1 drop of peppermint oil. So yeah, you don't want to just drop 4 or 5 drops of something in your meal and think that you're going to enjoy it, because you're not. It's going to be funky and it's going to be way overpowering with whatever essential oil you're using, okay? So I'm going to talk about marjoram oil. Marjoram oil is very good for carpal tunnel, Tendinitis and arthritis. I'm getting this from the Essential Life book. This is like a little handbook on oils, okay? This book you can get really cheap on Amazon. It's like 15 bucks. I'll drop the link in there. You just look up an oil or look up an ailment. It tells you what to use for it, okay? It's very good for muscle cramps and sprains. It's good for high blood pressure and heart issues. Apply over the heart and to pulse points, or take 2 drops with lemongrass in a capsule. It's good for croup and bronchitis. Apply to neck and chest and upper back. It's good for pancreatitis. Apply a drop or 2 over the pancreas area, okay? There's several other uses like boils, migraines and headaches, massage into the back of the neck, along hairline and temple. And for emotional of it, I'm talking about the science properties of it. It's a vasodilator. That's why it helps with headaches. It's an antispasmodic. It's a digestive stimulant, an antibacterial, antifungal, and a hypotensive, and a sedative, okay? So this is some really, really good stuff, all right? So another oil that you can try is this is really good. So this oil is a blend. It's called Aroma Touch oil. This comes in the Aroma Touch kit and a couple other kits. This is some excellent stuff. So when I can't get Deep Blue cream or oil, this is what I use. I'm gonna read to you what's in it. Aroma Touch oil has cypress oil, peppermint oil, marjoram oil, which we just talked about. So it's nice because you can get this oil, which already has all of this stuff that I'm going to talk about in it. Basil oil, grapefruit, and lavender. Lavender is for the calming. Basil and marjoram and peppermint, that's for their vasodilators to stop the pain. The basil oil in particular is good for nerve pain. People that have back nerve issues or neuropathies in their legs, this is really good for them, okay? So you don't have to buy marjoram and basil and this and that. Just get you some Aroma Touch oil, or get you the Aroma Touch diffuse kit, and it's going to come in there for you, okay? I love this stuff. So like I said, this is my line of defense. I'm going to talk about Past Tense, which is an oil that we have for head tension, and that one has a lot of these oils in it. It has peppermint oil, it's got wintergreen oil in it, and so I will roll. That's my first line. I'll use Past Tense, which is the head tension blend, and it comes in a roller ball, okay? The second line of defense I have is either going to be Deep Blue, which I told you is like, this is the catch-all pain oil, so it's for all kinds, muscle, nerve, etc. So I'll do this. And then the other thing that I'll use is Aroma Touch, okay? Okay, Siberian fir. Siberian fir is good for pain and inflammation, rheumatism, arthritis, and gout, tired and achy muscles, okay? It is an analgesic, which you know, I mean, that's the same thing as when we say aspirin is an analgesic, relieves pain, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, detoxifier, expectorant, and expectorant, okay? So it says for, like, example, pain and inflammation, take a drop in a capsule or massage into area of concern. Okay, the next is this Deep Blue complex, and this has frankincense, ginger, which you know frankincense is good for inflammation. It's got turmeric in there, which you know that's a CoQ10, a COX-2 inhibitor. And you know the whole big thing is everybody talks about taking turmeric now for pain control. So that has that in here. It has green tea leaf extract, and it's caffeine free, so you understand there's no stimulant in there. It's got pomegranate, grapeseed oil, and then resveratrol. And you know, resveratrol is very good for nerve issues also, okay? So anyway, capsules, some people use it as preventative, especially people with fibro. They take this as a supplement every day in addition to using oils topically, but this helps to control their inflammation, okay? The great thing though about our supplements, the Long Life Vitality, which is our vitamin, we actually sell more of that than we sell oils, is that it has much of this in here. It's got turmeric in it, it's got resveratrol, so you can almost skip this and take the supplements every day and get what's in here for pain, okay? But for people that have breakthrough pain, this is a great complex for their pain issues, okay? So these are all of our oils. The other oil that I use, like I said, specifically for neuropathies, for slip disc, for calming focus also, if you have issues with focus, is that DDR prime, and that's the set. It's for damaged DNA repair, okay? So this is some really, really good stuff. It's got frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory, clove and neroli oil in it, okay? It says to take 4 drops in a capsule 2 times a day. I just take 1 drop, or I take it and I put it in a roller ball. I put 10 drops in a roller ball and roll it on the bottom of my feet. But because I had that slip disc, which I absolutely have no issues with anymore since I've been using this, and I was bad, like arms numb, neuropathy in my feet, foot drop, it was crazy. Since I started using this with copaiba oil, I just run it along where the slip discs are and on the back of my neck, and it's been crazy good for inflammation. So if you have any questions for me, because there are way more solutions than this for pain. One of the ones that I didn't show you, which let me see if I have it here. One of the ones I didn't show you is Deep Blue Cream. So it's basically this in a cream, and it's very, very, very good for pain. It's like using Bengay on steroids, except it's got real essential oils in it, not fake stuff that smells like wintergreen in it. It goes very deep and lasts a really long time. I have a sister and a friend that absolutely swears by Deep Blue Rub for their knees, knee pain, etc. So if you have any questions for me, this month in September, if you're watching this in September, we have 20% off of all starter kits. There is a kit that is specifically has just stuff for pain in it. So it's got like copaiba in it. It's got this complex in it. So if you have autoimmune issues where you're having a lot of pain, if you have fibro, if you have constant head tension, that's one for you to check out, okay? But we have 20% off of some select starter kits. I think there's about 6 or 7 of them, and they're really great deals because the starter kits are already discounted more than the 25% when you have a membership. But then plus you add another 20% off, so you get a crazy amount of product for next to nothing. But if you have any questions on how to use these or any other things in the comments, or you can shoot me an email, and I'll put that link in the I'll put that link in the description also. You guys, thanks for joining Mom Saving Grace. You guys have a blessed day.